Her words hit me like a freight train in the dead of night. I feel empty, Mark. I need someone better to fill this void. Sarah's voice trembled, her eyes avoiding mine as she stood in our dimly lit kitchen, clutching a wineglass like a lifeline. I froze, the weight of her confession sinking into my bones, shattering the illusion of our 8-year marriage. We'd built a life together, 2 kids, a cozy suburban home, Sunday barbecues with neighbors. I thought we were happy, or at least content. Sarah was my anchor, her laughter the soundtrack to my days. But lately, her smiles had faded, replaced by a distant gaze I couldn't decipher. I'd chalked it up to stress, her late nights at the office, the endless meetings she never explained. Just work, she'd say, brushing me off with a tight smile. I trusted her. I loved her. So I ignored the gnawing in my gut, the way her phone buzzed at odd hours, the way she'd slip out of bed to answer it in hushed tones. The red flags piled up, subtle but relentless. Her perfume changed, sharper, unfamiliar. She started locking her phone, something she'd never done. Once, I caught her smiling at a text, her face glowing in a way I hadn't seen in months. When I asked who it was, she snapped, "Nobody, Mark. God, can't I have a moment to myself?" Her defensiveness cut deeper than I admitted. I started waking up at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering if I was losing her. I was. I just didn't know how far gone she already was. It was a Tuesday when I found out. I'd come home early, hoping to surprise her with dinner. The kids were at her mom's, and I thought maybe we could reconnect, bridge the growing chasm between us. The house was quiet, too quiet, except for the faint sound of laughter from upstairs. My heart thudded as I climbed the stairs, each step heavier than the last. The bedroom door was ajar. There she was, tangled in our sheets with him. A man I didn't know, his hands where mine used to be. The world tilted. I couldn't breathe. Sarah's eyes met mine, wide with panic, but she didn't move. He scrambled for his clothes, muttering apologies, but I didn't hear them. All I heard was the blood rushing in my ears, the sound of my life collapsing. "Mark, she started, but I held up a hand, my voice steady despite the storm inside. "Don't. Just don't." I walked out, my legs moving on autopilot. I drove for hours, the city lights blurring through tears I didn't realize I was shedding. When I finally returned, she was sitting on the couch, her face streaked with mascara. "I feel empty," she said, her voice breaking. I thought he could fix it, but he didn't. "I'm so sorry." Her words were a knife, twisting deeper. She'd betrayed me, our kids, our vows, chasing a feeling she couldn't even name. The confrontation came the next day. I demanded the truth. Every detail, no matter how much it hurt. She told me about him, a coworker named David, someone who listened when she felt I didn't. She said she felt invisible, like I didn't see her anymore. I wanted to scream that I'd been trying, that I'd been begging for her to let me in. But she'd shut me out long before David. Anger surged, but so did grief, for the woman I thought I knew, for the future we'd planned. "I need someone better," she'd said that night in the kitchen. And now I saw it wasn't about me. It was her own void, her own restlessness she couldn't escape. I didn't scream or throw things. I didn't beg her to stay. Instead, I packed a bag and left for a hotel, needing space to think. Days turned into weeks. Sarah called, texted, pleaded for forgiveness, but I couldn't unsee her with him. I filed for divorce, not out of spite, but because I couldn't live in a house built on lies. She moved out, chasing her better. But I heard from mutual friends that David left her months later. She was alone now, still searching, still empty. I rebuilt my life, piece by painful piece, for me and the kids. I learned to laugh again, to find joy in small moments. But late at night, when the house is quiet, I still feel the echo of her words, the sting of her betrayal. She thought someone else could fill her void, but in the end, she carried it with her. And I'm left wondering if love can ever be enough when someone's already lost to themselves.